you are making something happen. And you know what, Toni, you are doing this differently than anybody else I've seen in the group.
And I've had really strong mentors, and I've got a really good one on the desk now. I'm very thankful for him because I went from a 15-year-old mom to making over 6 figures. You know, I haven't needed state assistance.
How can I sell more cars? Well, here's the simple answer. Stop waiting for the mother up bus. Stop waiting for magic to happen. Hey everybody, this is Sean V. Bradley, president of Dealer Synergy and the creator of the Millionaire Car Salesman Network. I got to tell you something. In case you don't know, now you know. Dealer Synergy has been in business for 21 years. That's right. April 13th is 21, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's 21 years. 21. That's 21 in Russian. You feel me? Again, yo, LA, how crazy is that? Oh, I'm sorry. I got to introduce my sidekick here. Okay. My co-host with the most, Mr. LA Williams, the line phone master. LA, can you believe it?
Yo, man, it's crazy. It definitely is a wild thing. I thought it was wild when we got to 20, but with everything that has happened over the last 365 days, man, I'm telling y'all, it's just like, wow, 21 is totally different than 20. Like, I mean, and everybody knows what we're talking about. If you think about it, when you talk about outsourced call center, we got that going on. We got just a bunch of stuff happening right now.
Let me frame it for the people. Again, we have been in business serving car dealers for 21 straight years. Now, I want you to think about something. I'm not trying to bust no shots out here, but all these haters out there that are hating, they're drinking a bunch of haterade, okay? They're just drinking a whole, 5-gallon jug of haterade, but they work for this company, they work for that company, they have broken marriage after broken marriage after broken life at a sad. I've been with the same woman, my queen, for 18 straight years. One of my daughters is a national icon, T Got Your Keys, Tiana Mick, with 8 years in the automotive, and she's only 26 years old. Our other daughter, Kalina Bradley, is an F&I manager at a dealer group. So I'm going to repeat that. My wife, I've been with for 18 straight years. Both of our daughters have been in the business between 4 to 8 years themselves on the front lines and the training side, and we've been at Dealer Synergy for 21 straight years. Almost 5,000 rooftops in 7 different countries. We've been working with Toyota OEM. This is our 2nd year on contract. We are contracted for the Chicago region, boom, for the Portland region, boom, and we worked and served the Boston region, boom, boom, boom. And in addition to that, we work with the top dealerships in the United States, the top dealer groups, everybody from Coons, Cardinelli, Lithia, Mile One, Norm Reeves, Bob Ruth Ford, and so many other dealerships, man. We're partners with Promax. We're partners with Podium. We got technology. We got software. We got conferences. Man, we got books. We got articles. Man, what don't we have, LA? It's been 21 years of just spectacular, stupendous awesomeness.
Well, let's dial that back just a bit, because I don't know about the first 3 years, but when Karen came in 18 years ago, now you can start saying.
Oh, you got jokes. All right.
But no, man, absolutely phenomenal, man. Super duper excited to, be here. I've been here for the last, 15 years, something like that. So goodness, 16. So yeah, man. So it's a lot of really positive things happening, but nothing compares to the guest that we're having on today, because she's been a friend of ours for years and years. She attended our last Internet Sales 20 group. That was during our 20-year anniversary. And, before then, but definitely since then, she and I have built a personal friendship. I mean, we talk all types in the morning, night, my wife and her having conversations. I mean, it's just, and this woman has a heart of gold. And you want to talk about her customers just absolutely love her. She's got this whole gong thing. She's got a beautiful social media presence. I hope that if you don't know, show, you're going to get a chance to get to know the amazing Miss Toni Cornell. But it's going to happen when we come back from break. So let me go ahead and pay these bills real quick, and then I'll come back and we'll start our conversation. Talk to y'all soon on the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Podium. Here's a question. How much would your business change if you had one more employee who worked 24/7 to turn every lead, including the ones that come in after hours, into test drives, sales, and more money for your dealership? Meet Jerry, Podium's new AI BDC. Jerry is a lead conversion powerhouse designed to respond instantly to every incoming lead to answer questions accurately, keep leads warm, and schedule test drives, all without direct human supervision. And the best part? With a seamless handoff to staff on the sales floor, customers will never know they were interacting with an AI to begin with. See how Podium's AI BDC can help you sell more cars by visiting podium.com/MCS. That's podium.com/MCS, or click on the link in the show notes below.
Thank you for calling Doing It Wrong Motors. How can I help you?
I was looking at the tan 2023 GMC Terrain. You guys still have that?
Oh, sorry. That vehicle's been sold.
Could this be happening at your dealership? Get the Dealer Synergy team to handle calls the right way. We'll gather all the information, drop it in the CRM, set a solid appointment with notes, so all you have to do is sell. Do yourself a favor and go to dealersynergy.com for a free demo.
And no more of this burning through phone-ups nonsense.
And we're back. This is SVB, and the place to be is the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast. And as usual, I got my I got my co-host, Mr. L.A. Williams, the blind master. And L.A., remind everybody, who do we have on the show today?
Man, Miss Toni Heart of Gold Cornell. Welcome to the podcast, the new format podcast. What's up, T?
How are you?
Hey, Toni, how you been?
Even better that
I'm so
you're
good.
here.
I've had a lot of changes since the last time I saw you guys.
Good. Before we get into that, I want to frame this for everybody, and I want to let everybody know that one of the reasons why we have Toni, besides she's a friend of the program, she's a member of the Millionaire Car Salesman community, she's been to the IS20G conferences, is because of her superpower, which we're going to dive into a couple minutes. But listen, when you ask the people, I listen. You understand me? I hear everybody freaking out. Oh my gosh, the tariffs. Oh my gosh, ding dong, what's going on? You know, people are stressing about the manufacturers, about inventory, about interest rates, and the sky's falling. It's like Chicken Little. Ding dong, the sky's falling. And what they're asking is, how can I get more ups? How can I turn around and get more prospects? How can I sell more cars? Well, here's the simple answer. Stop waiting for the up bus. Stop waiting for magic to happen. Because if your success is predicated upon your manufacturer, you just got smacked. Okay. If your success is predicated upon your dealership, double smack. You've got to be your own entrepreneur. You got to understand that car sales is really simple. What you put into it is what you get out of it. You understand what I'm saying? What you put into it is what you get out of it. If you want to earn as much money as you can earn, but the key word is earn, echo, earn, you've got to figure out how you could create opportunities. And our guest, Miss Toni, is going to be able to share with you the secrets to social media, the secrets to Facebook, the secrets of prospecting, and the secrets of how to leverage and not give a flying fill in the blank about no damn tariffs, man. So Toni, please tell us what you be doing and how you be doing it.
A flying fill in the blank. That's a good one.
Oh man, I've been using social media for, I would say 10 years. And it's really funny because the boss that I have now, he actually put me on your page, Sean. And I started learning on your page because of this general manager, he's our general sales manager. And I was trying to learn how to be better. And he said, I need you to follow this page. So I followed your Millionaire Car Salesman's page, right? And I started learning how to do the steps of the sale. And then what I had done is for 14 years, I spent in a BDC before I came out to the sales floor. And I learned all the things that customers were afraid of what the perception was when they came into the store and how they felt. And then you look at the market today, it is all influenced by influencers. And influencers move people by emotions. So you have to tap into the emotion of what the customers are feeling and then adapt your approach to those feelings. because when everyone's saying the same thing, I promise they're not getting in a parking lot and saying, this is what we're going to go and tell Toni. It's because that's what their perception is. So I tried to take their perception and I've broken it down with reels. I do a lot of videos every day of cars that we have in inventory, specifically cars that are picked out by customers. But we also know that 76% of people don't buy what they first inquire on. So you have to put some extra up on there. And then I do my congratulations post and the happy birthday post. I'm posting content every single day.
Let's pause because there's a lot there. Let's start with the fact, shout out to your manager, because that means a lot to me. We literally work with thousands and thousands of people just like you, because again, sometimes dealers don't want to invest in the cost of training or the time of training, or they do, but the training they have sucks or it's outdated. So I get so many times what you just said, Toni, is that dealers tell their salespeople, their BDC reps, to go to the Millionaire Car Salesman Facebook page because there's 30,000 other dealer principals, GMs, internet directors, BDC directors, salespeople, F&I managers, and everything in between. There's automotive people in that group. There's no vendors, there's no trainers, nobody's trying to sell you anything. It's just a mastermind group for information, education, inspiration, and detail. So what's crazy is that what you just said is that your manager said, psst, Miss Toni, you need to go to the Millionaire Car Salesman Facebook page, learn all that you can. And that's what you did. And all the practices and comments and posts, you learned how to maximize your social media. Now, before we dive into your campaigns, let's go to you skipped the punchline here. How many followers do you have? How much visibility do you have? How much engagement do you have? Because I want you to give them the punchline, and then we can tell them how to do it. Because if you think about the audience, some people don't know you. So like, why am I listening to this woman for? Okay, blah, blah, blah. She went on the Facebook page. So give them the punchline. Tell them about your monetization. Give us this is I give you permission to show out. Get your Donald Trump on.
All right.
Promote, girl.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I have 17,500 followers on my personal page, which is all organic reach. I advertise on a business page too, but my personal page is my money. I am monetized. I make between $1,000 to $2,000 a month for income with Facebook with utilizing it. My day-to-day reach is between 200,000 and 300,000 people, but I have videos with up to 1.4 million views. And it's my main source of business. I have between 7 to 9 customers sometimes a day at the store. And the high that I've sold in one day for cars is 6. And it was all generated by Facebook.
Okay, so let's shush LA. I'm running the show right now. You can let me sit back. Okay?
That's my girl.
Hey, listen. My turn. All right. So now, Toni, all kidding aside. So you have 17,000 organic Facebook followers.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay, and then this is important. What is the engagement? How engaged are those 17,000 people?
It's 90,000. 90,000 are engaged.
90,000 impressions. Is that what you're trying to say? Okay,
the reach is between it's 289,000 is what the reach is. The engagement is 90,000.
Wow. Okay, so you have 17,000 followers. The reach is almost 300,000, but the actual engagement is 90,000, impressions that are engaged upon. That's crazy. Now, you also mentioned something I don't think people understood in the bleachers, okay? Is that you said that you are getting cash from Facebook. You're making $1,000 to $2,000 a month every month in residual income that's paid to you by Meta Corporate. Can you explain not how, but what that means? Like, how the hell do you get Facebook to pay you $1,000 to $2,000 a month?
As you continue to post and you have people following your content and you get that engagement, you are monetized because they will play ads through your videos. It has to do with it has to do with being engaged with your following. So you have to be in touch with them just as much as they are you.
Okay. And so, but pretty much it's ad revenue is what Meta Corporate is paying you. So
Yes.
it's like YouTubers, if you have a YouTube channel, you make money like Logan Paul or Jake Paul or whatever it is, or if you've got a TikTok, you're, influencer. So pretty much you are a verified Facebook influencer from Meta Corporate.
Yeah.
And that shows with your audience, that shows with your reach, that shows with your engagement. But all that don't mean shit. What it shows is when they pay you. So they're paying you a couple $1,000s a month residually. Now that's amazing. Now you said that you get 7 to 9 ups a day solely from your Facebook initiative.
Yes, I do.
Okay, and the most amount of cars you sold in one day was 6. Can you share with us what's the most amount of cars you sold in 1 month?
So my high is 51 cars.
51 cars.
Yeah.
You sold 51 cars in 1 month.
I did. That was another store.
That's my girl.
I don't care what store it was. You could be in Mars with Elon Musk and shit. If you sold 51 cars, that's 51 cars.
It was during COVID, and a lot of the stuff, I feel like COVID taught me how to be really organized and maximize my time, because you weren't allowed to have so many people in the store. And so that's when my Facebook really took off, Sean, was during COVID, because people weren't allowed to come out of their homes, or they were afraid to. So I would show the cars on video on Facebook and have everything done prior to them coming into the store. So we were selling multiple cars a day, and I sold 51 cars in a month.
Yeah, LA. You're allowed to speak now. Okay, so here's the thing. Are you kidding me? What this woman just said? She just said it very nonchalant, like 51, like Grey Poupon. Would you like some grape? Gee, that's gangster, yo. That's an automotive gangster. You were just so humble, like, as a matter of fact, yeah, boo boo. I sold 51 cars. Yeah. Yeah, LA, what do you say about that? Isn't that gangster?
Yeah, Toni is special. That's the one thing that...
Talk to me. Why is she so special? Besides, she sells 51 cars.
Well, and it's all about how she did it, right? She talked about making the adjustments, right? I always say the difference between winning and losing is so minute that it appears ridiculous. And so most of us never make the adjustment. Well, she makes the adjustments, right? She's saying, okay, let me listen to exactly what my customers need. Let me see what the market is saying I should do. And then let me go ahead and do it without having a whole bunch of grumble, right? She just moves fluidly with the market. And so because she does that, the universe rewards her with positivity and all that. And then just the type of person she is. She's amazing anyway. So,
yeah, listen to me. I'm going to say a couple things. Wouldn't you say that it gives you a certain level of confidence that when you're not worried about your mortgage or your bills, because you are creating your own weather, you're creating your own destiny. Like, it doesn't really matter about the tariffs or inventory, because you have this built-in audience that you're tapping and you are maximizing. Now, do you see, again, I'm not going to put your dealership, because I'm sure they're listening to the show, or they will listen to the show when this airs, right? That I don't want to put anybody and make anybody feel bad, but let's just say in general, you and I both know there's a lot of automotive people out there, car salesmen, car saleswomen, etc., that are stressing. They're selling 8, 10 cars, and they're getting minis and flats, and they're waiting for the magic up bus. And this is what the majority of dealerships and salespeople, you see it in our group, like, I don't know what to do. I can't sell any cars. I mean, like, that's got to suck. Coming into work every day, working 8, 10, 12 hours a day, sometimes driving 1 hour there, 1 hour back. You could have anywhere from 12 to 15 hours in your day with your commute, bidirectional commute, to sell nothing and not even get an up. Like, how horrible is that? Why do you think salespeople still and managers still allowing their people to just wait for the magic up bus? Why is that a thing still?
I don't know that they've fully benefited from a person that may be a strong influencer. Maybe their insecurities prevent their staff from being able to influence in that way. Sometimes people are afraid of people generating their own business because they're afraid if that person leaves, what it will do. I have a really good management staff. Harry is on the other side of the wall. I'd love for you to meet him if you have 5 minutes on this podcast, because he's the one that put me onto you. But if you learn that you are in control of your paycheck, and at any given time you can give yourself a raise and really hold yourself accountable and be open to the criticism that people are trying to give you, not because they're trying to hurt you, because they're trying to love you and help you grow to that next level, you can evolve. And I've had really strong mentors, and I've got a really good one on the desk now. And I'm very thankful for him, because I went from a 15-year-old mom to making over six figures. You know, I haven't needed state assistance for a really, really long time.
Good.
That's your page. And him.
Yeah. But listen, here's the thing though. Again, it's you though. It's you. I didn't sell no cars for you. I didn't do your social media. All I did was create a platform for you to be all you can be.
That's
Harry
right.
is the one that put you in the direction. But at the end of the day, Toni, and we've talked about this before, you are the one that is doing everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate the respect and the courtesy to acknowledge, you know, the Millionaire Car Salesman Group.
Yeah.
I respect you for acknowledging Harry for putting you onto it, but you've got to love yourself and you've got to respect all that you've done, because at the end of the day, there are so many people that all they want to do is bitch and complain and blame everybody else about their mediocrity. And here you are, that you are making something happen. And you know what, Toni, you are doing this differently than anybody else I've seen in the group. You might have been inspired by me or by other members in the group, but with that inspiration, you've molded your own path. You see what I'm saying?
You.
You've created your own opportunities. You've taken the best of the best from the best of the best, but then you put your own essence into it. Like LA is great at what he does, but he didn't invent everything. He just made it better. You know, he didn't invent like how to, like if somebody says, I'm just looking, he didn't invent the first thing to respond. He just made it sound better. He just made it more believable. He made it more real. And that's what a master of the craft does. Just like, you know, Robert Downey Jr., I don't know if I don't want to spoil it for you, but he's not really Iron Man. He's not really Tony Stark. You know what I mean? But he gets $25 million a picture because when you're watching that shit, you think he is. Because he makes you believe. When you hear Alicia Keys ad-libbing to that song, the lyrics, you know, or how many tracks has Beyonce or Nicki Minaj not written themselves, but they like, people don't think about the writer, you know, specifically. They are thinking of Nicki Minaj or Beyonce because they're making that track, those lyrics, theirs with their ad-libs, with their harmonies and all that stuff. You made your niche yours. Do you see what I'm saying? So again, kudos to you. Now, let's get into some things. LA, I want to get some bullet points here. Mm-hmm. What are the most successful things that you're doing? You know, like what is it? Like you have a Facebook page? Is it a business page? Is it a personal page? Both. Talk to us. Let's start with Facebook.
So I have two. I have my business page, which I do get traction, but I don't get as much as my personal page. And that's interesting to me, because I boost my business page and pay $500 a month for that one. My personal page, I don't pay any advertisement, and it's my biggest reach. I think the biggest thing that I've learned between the two, business, you only kind of post what people want to see. With your personal page, you're authentically you. So you captivate your own audience because they gravitate to who you are as a human. And that's one thing that I really see people for, is the human they are. And this world is all AI right now, and I know there's a lot of benefit to it, but you can't forget the human nature of the car business. People still need that emotional connection. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So let's dive into that. So it's not either or, it's both.
Right.
So you are recommending that every single automotive professional, every single BDC rep, every single manager, and every single damn dealer principal should have both their own personal Facebook page, and they should all have their own business page. And on the personal page, you want to get people to like you, trust you, believe you, understand you. You want to try to, you know, identify common ground. You want to humanize yourself. Like for me, I was in the Army Reserves and ROTC. I was in Zeta Beta Tau fraternity. I'm a Russian major. I've been in martial arts for 30 years. I got 4 kids. I've got a wife. I got a blind black Jew friend. I mean, I've got 3 pugs.
True.
You know,
it's all true. It's all true.
All true. All true. And so on my personal Facebook page, I want to personify all of that. I want to get people to see my authenticity, because Shakespeare said, show me your friends and I tell you who you are. But on the business page, I love what you said. You put content that your target audience wants, needs, and craves. And on the personal page, you're finding a lot of engagement and reach, and it's all organic. It's not paid. However, when you're trying to target for business, you are investing a modest $500 a month, and you are getting, a lot of very valuable things. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes, sir. Sean, last month I had 38 people come in and buy from my Facebook. It was like 38, 37, 38. And so I really think you should have both. And, I think one of the things that I do that I haven't seen a lot of people do, there's different groups within your community. So we have a Spokane food finder page, right? And my store once a month will bring in a local vendor that feeds us. So I create a video thanking the people that came in to feed us. But I also show off my team here at the Chevy store. And then I can post that into the groups that are in my area. So it's knowing your audience and when and where. When's it appropriate to put it in this, because you can do just not your page, but you can maximize off it using groups that are connected in your community too.
So let's talk about the groups, because Cody Carter, shout out to the GOAT right here. He just sold, I don't know if you heard, Tony, 1,432 units on the showroom floor in 2024.
That's
1,408 units in 2023. You know what I mean? So this is like year after year, he's breaking 1,400 plus units. But one of his big things is he's Toyota. So he's in the Toyota Corolla group, Toyota Tacoma group, Toyota Camry group, Toyota Highlander group, Toyota Grand Highlander group, Toyota EV group, Toyota New Car group, Toyota Used Car group, Toyota Certified group. So are you involved in all of the franchise and subsidiary Facebook groups?
It depends on if they allow me. I'm connected to a lot of groups in Facebook, but it really helps because you'll get a specialty car sometimes, and people will fly for cars if they're certain makes or models.
Right.
So you make friends and figure out the rules, respect them, don't be obnoxious.
Hey, I was kidding. You could talk. This is your show. You're not the sidekick, you're the co-host, bro. What's up? You could jump in like this double dutch. You gotta get in.
Yeah, LA.
Yeah, damn, this is your girl over here. What's up, man? Tag in.
You're right there.
She's rolling. No, but continue to explain, because you talked about having challenges with the rules and all of that good stuff. So talk about how do you navigate that?
Well, I always think of a group or a page as somebody else's home. You don't come into someone's home and tell them how to do something. You come into their home, you take your shoes off, you be respectful, you be kind, and then you learn who you need to talk to and can I post things like this? And they'll tell you yes or no. By connecting with those groups, they recommend you, they learn you. You can post your videos in there. It's endless. It's just building relationships in a social media world.
Let me tag in on that. So again, specifically, a lot of Facebook groups have rules. If you are in, let's say, the Toyota Camry group that's run by somebody, first of all, it might be a salesperson or it might be a civilian. So think about it. If you're a salesperson, you've got a group, would you want somebody to turn on and sell like their cars in your group? No, like I have the Millionaire Car Salesman group. I don't let trainers or consultants or vendors in my group because I've got my clients that pay me a lot of money, not just the freebies like Tony over here, right? Freeloaders. I'm just kidding. I've actually got like paying clients in there. So I don't want vendors in there pitching my clients, especially my competitors trying to sell training is there. So Tony, that's a big thing, because if you're listening to this podcast and you're thinking, oh my God, that's a great idea, let me go to the Chevy Silverado group. Well, you've got to seek first to understand the rules. What are you allowed to post? What type of content, is good in there? And I'm going to say this, that doesn't mean it's not valuable, even if you can't pitch. Because if you are just part of the equation, if you're just posting pictures and videos and you're answering people's questions as subject matter expertise, people might DM you. You might be able to DM people, proactively and reactively, etc. So I love that. And there are some groups where you could, go, but regardless if you have the permission or not, don't spam people. Don't just go in there and just like, buy for me, refer me, sell me. Jesus Christ, what you need to be able to do is be Mr. Rogers, be a friendly neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Sean, there was this book that I read and I talk about it a lot. It says social media is 80% warm and fuzzy, 20% direct sales. And I think that's a really good point to bring because of what you had just said. Because if you drowned your audience out with just the sales, they don't want to hear that every single day. They want to see other things, in between. So I really do like that your CRM will let you do your anniversary post. They do the birthday post, but they don't do anything in between. So don't be afraid to do the in between. Ask how somebody's day's going. Comment on their kids' jujitsu, meet that they're so proud of, or whatever it is that's going on, and build a friendship, just a bare minimum relationship. And I that's business. It's people. It's loving people.
I love it. Now, on the next side of things on here is, so you've got these groups. What other things are you doing on social media to generate actual leads? So let's be very specific. Are you generating? Wait a minute, are you generating leads off of your organic page? Or are you
Yeah.
generating leads off of your paid page with the boosting?
Oh, Sean, on my Facebook right now, I've got 7 leads on my personal page that are all in my inbox waiting to be responded to. I told everyone that I would reach out after our podcast today, but I almost cannot take any web leads here at the store because my Facebook is so busy that I'll miss the opportunity on my Facebook and then put our web leads at. I won't work them to the best of my ability because I'm so busy with my volume.
Okay, so now how are you generating actual leads? What posts are you posting? What are you saying? Because obviously you've probably dialed this in this mousetrap to be able, you're not getting these leads by accident. You obviously kind of figured out an algorithm, figured out a strategy. So what is that strategy that allows you to get so many organic leads off of your organic personal Facebook page?
It's posting. So I have an app that I use. I call it's Splice, and I think we talked about it once. But what I do is I go out, a customer will have a certain vehicle in mind, and I do a couple clips for a walk around, and I load those in. So instead of a customer just receiving a regular email, they're getting a video of the actual car. I show them the good, the bad, and the ugly. So even if there is an imperfection, I show those in the reels. I do a voiceover. I tag my customer in the video on my Facebook. I do thank you posts and I tag those with the customer. But I see some other. I write a book report. I write a book report with my customers. Like you can see a story with them. And I respond to every person that comments on that video. I have a call to action at the bottom that says, please message me if you're next. And then I'll share it on my reels, my videos, my stories. And just as I continue to post more, the leads come in more. It's wild to me, Sean. Sometimes I have people recommending me on Facebook pages that I have to be invited to because my name is out there so much in Spokane. And it's just because I'm posting a lot. I probably post 7 videos a day.
Toni, this is amazing. I want to ask, and this is if you're not doing this, this might be really kind of crazy. Are you doing anything with CRM? Because again, no matter what CRM that you have, like one of my favorites right now is Promax NCC's Complete CRM. They have one of the best UI UXs. But what I'm finding, Toni, is that, check this out. If you're taking, right, you could take your database from your dead customers, from your active customers, and your sold customers. So lost/dead, active, or sold, right? You could take those, you could export those email addresses from your CRM, and you could import that CSV file into Meta's business manager for Facebook and Instagram. So follow me on this. You've never done that before?
No, I don't even know I've never seen that.
Okay, yes. So when we're offline, I'm going to give the idea right here, but because I've said this idea before, but then when we're offline, I could kind of walk you through this, but follow this conceptually. Your leads, right? Like if you've got your own amount of cars that you've sold, there's even your sold customers, right? You sell 51 cars in a month, 40 cars a month, whatever it is. All those people that have sold, you could export your sold database from Facebook, from Instagram, from WhatsApp. It's all Meta. You could export that into what's called a CSV file. That just means a spreadsheet. And as long as it's got an email address, think about this. You could upload to Meta's ad manager, Facebook's ad manager, Instagram's ad manager. You could upload that database of just your sold customers. Now, check this out. Then you could do ads or campaigns targeting your own people. And because you're not targeting just random people or prospects, these are your people, it's cheaper. It is the cheapest form of social advertising when you remarket to your own, customer base. Does that make sense?
It does.
Now, what would you do? Now, in your state, are bird dogs legal?
So I work for Lithia, and Lithia does not do bird dogs.
Okay. Are you allowed to personally give a bird dog?
I think if they knew that I did, I might get in trouble, but I can't say that I've never said thank you to my customer.
All right, fair enough. So I don't want to, you're on the air, so I don't want to get you in trouble or like that. But so here's my thing is you could do whatever. Okay. I'll go in a different direction. You could just go to, check this out. You go into your database, anybody that you sold a Silverado to a year ago. I don't know how long you've been at the dealership, but a year ago, you could have that list of people and you could target them. Think about this on Facebook or Instagram. It could say, I want to buy your Silverado. And this is going to pop up when they're on social media. How do they know? How do you know that you have a Silverado? Because they're not thinking that the car saleswoman is targeting them specifically. Does that make sense? You could target your people, whether they're for referrals, whether you incentivize them or not. Even if you're Lithia and you don't offer them a monetary incentive, you could turn around and say, hey, refer me. You could turn around and say, I want to buy your car, or you could turn around and do whatever you want. What about dead leads? What about leads that you've been following up with that just ghosted you? Yeah. Now what you could turn around and do, you could have an ad that basically says something like, hey, you reached out to me about your Chevy. I haven't heard from you. Can you imagine there's an ad that pops up that said, hey, you reached out to me. I haven't heard from you. And they click it and it's like, and then a video you pops up and, hey, this is Tony from ABC Motors. And I'm just responding to you. What happened? Are you still in the market for a vehicle? Something like that. But yeah.
Exactly.
LA, wait a second before we go to commercial.
That would be awesome. I didn't know that you could do that.
Yes.
So aside from like when the customer's anniversary post comes up because it's been a year since they
wait a minute. The police, LA is the popo right now. We got to pay these bills. LA, go ahead, take us a quick break, and we'll be right back.
So if I could have done it like the professionals do, I would have said, hey, speaking of ads, Sean, right? We need to have an ad break, right? So listen, y'all, we're gonna come back and have some phenomenal conversations all about advertising, all about different ways that you can put yourself out there on your social media. So we're gonna be right back with Toni Cornell. This is the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast.
Dealers, are you ready to elevate your success and dominate 2025? Then it's time to check out NCC's Complete CRM, the all-in-one solution built for dealerships like yours. Whether you're an independent, franchise, or dealer group, this platform has been specifically designed to fit your unique needs. For over 30 years, NCC has been leading the way in innovative dealership solutions with built-in tools like soft pull, data mining, inventory, desking, compliance, and call tracking. Complete CRM also seamlessly integrates with your other chosen systems to help you maximize every opportunity, all while focusing on what really powers your sales: credit-driven retailing. Complete CRM specializes in turning credit insights into more profitable deals. So don't just manage your dealership in 2025, transform it. Visit nccdirect.com today to schedule a demo and see how Complete CRM can revolutionize your business. That's nccdirect.com, the smarter way to sell.
This has been the most in-depth training I've had in my lot of years in the car business.
We went from 60 cars to 156 cars a month in 3 months.
NAMAD, the entire Toyota Chicago region, as well as the top automotive groups like Koons, Lithia, and Norm Reeves have all used Bradley On Demand to train their team.
They're the most comprehensive training company I've seen, and they by far have the best support system.
Doing 50 cars a month, topped out at 80. I can tell you that the Bradley On Demand training will get you to the next level.
And guess what? The world's #1 car salesman, Cody Carter, shares his exclusive strategies right here. You want his secrets? You gotta have Bradley On Demand. If you're still not enrolled in Bradley On Demand, you're missing out on the best virtual automotive training in the world. Enroll now or contact us for a free test drive of the platform today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast. And as promised, Sean and Toni are going to continue their conversation. And we might even have a special guest as we kind of teased a little bit in the previous segment. So, Sean, I know you got more stuff, more questions.
Yeah, so Toni, I'm loving this. And again, offline, I'll show you how you could export your database. Here's another simple one, okay? Because you're a sales ninja. If you look at your cell phone, Okay. I don't care if you got an Android or iPhone or whatever you got, and your email, you could export every one of your contacts from your cell phone to a CSV file, which is a spreadsheet. You could export all of your email addresses, whether it's from Gmail, it's from even from AOL. I don't care if it's from NetZero, but think about that. Now you have a database of contact information, and all I care about is the email addresses. So if you have like 100, 200, 500, 1,000, 2,000, whatever amount of contacts, you could upload those email addresses to Facebook or Meta's ad manager, and now you could target those people. How cool is that? Now that I'm giving that conceptually.
I think that's awesome. I'm going to have to give it a try and see how it impacts what I do now.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So now, can you go back to telling us what other campaigns that you do, like those reels? And you said that Splice, that's the app. Go over the app again.
Yeah, so I use this app called Splice, and it has two different ways you can do a manual edit, or it does one for you, so it's AI. But I will put together a video and recycle that same video through all my social media platforms, and then send it to my customer too. And I think humans are naturally just a little bit nosy. So even though they may not be in the market today, they hear someone's looking at a car, right? And they're on Facebook, so they kind of window shop curiously through that person. So they start looking at your videos, even though they may not be in the market today. I have people come in and say, I've been following you for 4 years. And when I was ready, you're the first person I thought of because I love all the stuff that you do. They just kind of attach to you. It's organic and it's awesome.
Do you know what's super funny is you're doing what I've been doing for my whole career. So exactly what you just said, Harry put you on to the Millionaire Car Salesman Facebook group, and you're here. Do you know how many times people say to me, and it's my little jokey joke back, I'm like, then why don't you hire me if you're getting my shit for free, if you like it? So I play around with them, but that's my whole point. Like, I give them content, and so I'm working with them not directly, but through my videos or my posts for a long time. And when they are ready, who are they going to go to? The person, some random person or some shitty person, or the person that they just spent days, weeks, months, or years learning from, building from, evolving from? So you're doing exactly what we do at Deal with Synergy. This is how I've been in business for 21 years. It's called content marketing. You're providing content, whether it's organic content, it's strategic content, it's paid content. You are dropping chum or bait in the water, which is the internet, which is social media. And then when some people nibble a little bit, and some people are like, they're going to take big gulps. But regardless, you're going to be co-branded with whatever information that you're doing. Okay, can you tell me one of the coolest things that you've done, you've been able to accomplish because of the social media? Was it that you were able to sell the 6 cars in one day? Was it that you had one post that got 1 million views? Like, what is some of your social media proud moments?
I've got a couple. So I think this is where a lot of some of my stuff I don't talk about because I don't like to brag about the good that we do. I love selling cars, but I love people more. So we have actually supported an entire community in Medical Lake after we had that big gray fire. It was a national, everybody heard about it. It took out over 200 structures, and we created a resource center right in the middle of Medical Lake, helping the families that lost their homes. We also have paid for a funeral for a family who lost a son. We do Christmas every year, so we do Toys for Tots. I'm very passionate about helping families in needs. And I've done the Ronald McDonald House too. So lots of community network and reach.
Well, listen, this is really important, and I talk about this all the time, is that what we are doing in sales, especially in automotive sales, is we are asking the community to support us. We're asking everybody in a 20 to 30 mile radius, please buy a car from us. Please service your car from us. Please get an oil change from us. Please get a tire rotation from us. Please let us fix your engine. Hey, please trade in your car. Please, sell us your car. Please buy our parts. Please use our aftermarket. Please use our body shop. Please use our detail. So we're asking the community to do stuff to support us, to support you, to support all the employees in the dealership. What are you doing? This is not you, Tony. I'm talking about the rest of the community. What are you doing to support the community? If all you're doing is withdrawing from the emotional bank account day after day, week after week, eventually you're going to overdraft. You have to deposit into the emotional bank account of everybody in the community. So I think that is very important. The other thing that you're hitting on here, Tony, just so our audience understands this clearly, Shakespeare said, show me your friends and I tell who you are. You got to understand, you said it earlier in the top of the show, car sales is a relationship business. If you get somebody to like you, trust you, and believe you, they're going to buy from you. And so again, people want to do business with people that are like them or people they aspire to be. So if you are focusing on the community and on all these things, the community should show up for you when you need it. Now, is Harry available?
Let me check.
So here's what I want to do, because I know you mentioned, Tony, about like helping people and how you got a bunch of people who are waiting in the wings for you to finish the podcast, right? You talked about those people. But let me ask you something. Would it be helpful? Would it be valuable to you, right? If there was a way that you could be doing this podcast and they could be being assisted at the same time?
Oh, absolutely.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because that's what a tool like Podium is able to do, right? You could set up a Podium where it's like, hey, this is Jerry. I know Tony's doing a podcast right now, but I didn't want you to wait. While she's doing the podcast, allow me to ask you a few key questions, right? So that when she's available and ready to, able to help you, right? You guys can be a little bit further along in the process, right? So let me start by asking blank. Let me start by asking that, right? And so that is what is possible with AI, right? It's not just the inhumane thing that most people think that it is. It's not that at all. As a matter of fact, it's a very conversational thing. Now, I'm not talking about bot technology. I'm talking about true conversational AI, right? When you can actually have a conversation with a person, ask some questions, gather some key pieces of data, right? And then really take the customer experience to a whole entire level, right? And then here's the cool part about it is it's fast, right? It literally, if someone responds to you, it can respond in less than 15 seconds, right? So, while you're doing a podcast, you don't even know. You could have got 3, 4, 5 more, prospects reaching out to you. And so Jerry could be responding while we're here having this
real
conversation.
Quick before you wrap this up, all right?
What's up?
So, Tony, AI is definitely great. So you're omnipresent because you're only limited by, your time.
Your time.
And so again, you need to replicate yourself. So for you to sell more cars and be able to do more, you need to either have a live assistant or you need an artificial assistant.
That's
so
right.
Listen, before we close out, again, if Harry's not available, we could turn around.
He's right here.
Right,
but I need to tell the folks. I need to tell them that in order to get access to that, they want something like that. Just go to podium.com/MCS.
I like Podium. I used to use it a long time ago.
All right, Harry, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well. How you doing?
Pretty good. What's your role at the dealership?
I'm the general sales manager.
Okay, so you're the executive manager there. Respect. So Tony said that you had told her, to join the Millionaire Car Salesman Facebook group, and she went nuts on there and learned as much as she could. Why did you, as a GSM, direct one of your people to go to the group?
I've been following it for a while. Someone just suggested it for me, and I really like the content and what you guys were about. I saw a lot of good stuff on it. I've been following it, and she's just somebody that I knew how, could do really well with it. And, I sent her the link, just said, hey, add this basically. And then next time I looked, she's like a top contributor and a moderator. And, so she's just, she's a different cat, all the stuff she says is true. She's got multiple appointments in the store every single day, just off of her Facebook. She sells a car every day. She's really good on the phone, BDC, all that. I mean, she called me. I hired her off a phone call. I didn't even meet her.
That's hilarious. So here's the thing, though. Again, I've been in the business, almost 30 years now. It's been 26 and a half, 27 years. And that is the hardest thing to get, is to get somebody that you give a direction to and they just take off running. So it sounds like the type of professional that she is you put her in the direction, but she sucked her teeth into it and she made it her own. You've got to be extremely proud of her, no?
Yeah, I'm very proud of her. She's, typically she's our top performer. She's almost every month is a salesperson of the month. She's been amazing. At first when I met her as a BDC, she was a little more shy, and, now she's got, tens of thousands of followers and does all her business herself. So yeah, I couldn't be more proud of her.
That's what I want to talk about.
She's amazing, again, and she's a great person as well.
That's what I want to talk about, because the people that can't see her on here, because a lot of the show is going to be on an audio podcast on everywhere, Spotify, SoundCloud, and stuff like that. When you look at her, again, you can't judge a book by its cover, because in our business, there's a lot of opinionated people. What a car salesperson is, what they should look like, what they should act like. When you look at her, she's a very humble, very quiet woman, very reserved, but she's a straight killer. I mean, like, as far as when you're putting up numbers like that, 51 cars in a month or 6 cars in a day, I don't care who you are. I'm Sean Bradley, and the most I sold was 37 units in one day. Let me put this like right out there. So, respect.
1 month, not a day, but yeah.
Say again?
1 month, not a day.
Like on the floor, but I've done a lot more than that. But I'm saying, like, again, so for me, I think it's amazing that she's got somebody that supports her, because you got to realize, she even said it during the interview, there's a lot of like managers that don't even allow their salespeople to play on the internet. They think that social media is a game, or they won't support her. Like, that's stupid. Stop wasting your time. Go take it up. So can you talk to the managers for a second, just as a GSM that pointed a woman in a direction to an online Facebook group and she took off? How important is it for a manager to empower their salespeople to do more, be more, and achieve more?
Well, for me, the personal experience with her, so it's like, it's extra. So she's not using the leads that we're purchasing. She's not grabbing the ups that are walking in unless I hound her to do that. She submits her own deals, gets the deals bought, does all that stuff. And all of a sudden I have 2 more car deals to the day. We're a fairly big size store for our area. We sell 200-300 cars a month here. So all of a sudden, to have 6 or 7 on the board, and now you're at 8 or 9, and I didn't do anything with it. I didn't prospect it. I didn't work her lead. I wasn't in the CRM, didn't pay for it. So she took off with it. And like I said, she's typically a top performer, and it's all extra. This isn't something the dealership would get otherwise. And I know that. So if Toni was to go to another dealership, they would get that. They would follow her. They're not coming in to buy a car from us because of any of those things. They're coming in for that relationship. So, I think you just got to think outside the box these days. It may be with a podcast, or with a group like the Millionaire Car Salesman, or someone like Toni that just, has found her way. Like you were saying, Sean, she's not your typical car salesman. You see her, you don't think, oh my gosh, that's a shark. She's a killer. She's selling 20-something cars and, all these things. You would never think it. She's very unassuming. But she closes at a really high clip, and she closes for the money. She's not somebody that she spends all the time in that relationship. And her demos, I think she's lost sometime. I'm like, are you okay? Are you still alive? Like, they are epic. She goes for hours, but then comes back and there's no negotiating. They move on because she's built all the value and done it. So I think don't stay in that box, man. You don't want to think about how we sold cars yesterday. You're gonna be like one of my used car managers says all the time. We'll be Blockbuster, and we'll be gone. You got to think of the next thing, and you don't want to get caught in yesterday's thinking. So that's my take on it.
I got to say that this was an incredible interview, Toni. Thank you so much, because you shared a lot of insights. You shared a lot of details, and you give a lot of inspiration. But also to Harry, kudos to you for recognizing talent. Kudos for you as a GSM to point somebody in the right direction and to encourage them, because, and again, we both know Toni. She's an emotional, human being. She wears her heart on her sleeves. And again, so you could make or break somebody as her manager. I'm talking as a car guy to another car guy. You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't wrap your arms around her, if you didn't try to encourage her, if you didn't try to like praise her when she, she would think that she was wrong or this, that, and the other thing. So this is definitely a team effort. She's on the front lines doing this stuff, but I really need to commend you, because more GSMs, more sales managers need to empower their people. You know why, Harry? You know why a lot of people like my group? Because we recognize them when they win stuff, when they sell a car, when they do this. Sometimes at the dealership, they don't care. It's like, shut up, you take another up or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, and so it's great to be able to give that positive reinforcement. So I salute you both. I look forward to seeing you guys, keep crushing it and doing more. And again, thank you both for your time. LA, you want to take us out?
Yeah, man, listen, you're the average of the 5 people who you spend the most time with, and you've just been spending time with not only Miss Toni Cornell, but we got Harry in the building, we got Sean V. Bradley in the building, we got L.A. Williams in the building. I mean, come on, man, it's your turn. Go out there and be a millionaire car salesman. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. If you liked it, you're gonna love Bradley On Demand. Bradley On Demand is the most advanced virtual training, tracking, testing, and certification platform. What does that mean? It's an online university. And if you like this information here, we have hundreds and hundreds of advanced videos, step by step, on how to help you sell more cars more often and more profitably, so sign up now.